Hi guys! So 2014 is almost at an end and 2015 is almost upon us. And what that means, amongst other things, is a whole new year of publications. I thought before the year began, I thought I would mention a few of the books I am highly anticipating the release of in 2015. Now, I amn't someone that usually gets excited for a lot of releases, but there are actually more than usual for 2015 that I already know about. So I thought I could make it for an interesting video for once. And I'll start quickly with the first one because it isn't actually released in 2015. It's released on the 24th or the 25th of December, can't remember exactly which one, and it is Saga Volume 4. I am sure most of you are familiar with the Saga graphic novel series, as it's received quite the uproar on YouTube this year, and for good reason. It's an excellent series and one that will appeal to a lot of people. It's been called a space opera. It's very high science fiction set in space, following a variety of alien races. The initial concept is that it follows two Romeo and Juliet type characters who have fallen in love despite their two races being at war, and they have mothered and fathered a child, which nobody knew really that they could do, and they are now being hunted by a variety of different characters from both of their home planets, and the story goes on from there. It's a multi-perspective story. It flips back and forth between various different characters following their adventures and how they intersect with one another. It is also very heavy on the sex, violence and swearing, just so you know. For both of these reasons, I think it's been compared numerous times to Game of Thrones by others, which I get. Although I definitely think Volume 1 was slightly disappointing for me. I enjoyed it, but because of the hype I was expecting a lot more. Volumes 2 and 3 just got better and better, and I cannot wait to see what happens in Volume 4. On the theme of sequels, I have two sequels which I am really looking forward to reading in 2015. The first can't come out soon enough, and it is a sequel to Sarafina, Shadow Scale, by Rachel Hartman. Now, this doesn't come out until March 2015, I believe, but I read Sarafina back in 2013, so I have been waiting for book 2 for quite some time. And this series is a high fantasy series following Rachel Hartman's very own and creative concept of dragons, where dragons take on human form and live amongst humans, and Sarafina holds a very special place in this world. That means she interacts with both dragons and humans, but is simultaneously an outcast and a bit of a loner. Despite a slow start, I ended up really enjoying Sarafina, and I cannot wait to read the second book, which hopefully will start even more fully grown dragons, and you know how I love my dragons. The next I don't have to wait so long for, and that is the third in Megan Shepherd's series, which began with The Madman's Daughter. This is A Cold Legacy, and this series is a young adult horror mystery series with romance, and each book has been based on a different classic horror story. So the first was based on H.G. Wells's The Island of Dr. Moreau. The second was based on The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. And the third will be based on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Now, I really enjoyed the first book in this series. I just thought it was creepy and fun and mysterious. It got me hooked. The second one was slightly more disappointing. I think it suffered from middle book syndrome slightly. Although I enjoyed reading it, not enough really happened to contribute to the overarching story for it to be entirely satisfying. But I have high hopes for the third in the series, as it will be the culmination of the story, and I'm really excited to see how things end. The next is another graphic novel, and it is the first volume in Jupiter's Legacy. Now, I almost bought the comic books for this, but I do prefer to usually wait for entire volumes of a graphic novel series to come out, just because it's much more satisfying and a little bit longer. So it's been difficult waiting for this, but I'm really excited. It's by Mark Millar, who is actually a Glaswegian graphic novelist. And I first heard about this comic book series in a short little documentary they did on him as part of a series of little short documentaries about artists, and I believe it is about the children of superheroes. Next is actually a non-fiction book, and it is by Terry Pratchett, and it's called A Slip of the Keyboard, and it's a collection of his non-fiction essays on a variety of subjects, and I have never really read anything of the sort by Terry Pratchett, so I'm really excited for this. Those are the books I'm looking forward to coming out in 2015 at this point, but I am sure I will discover some more excellent new releases as time goes on, and I can't wait to read these and those I hear about. But if there's any books you're particularly looking forward to the release of in 2015, then please let me know. I'd love to hear about them and be a bit more up to date on my new releases for the year. And in the meantime, have a lovely week. Bye guys!